The Infinity Stones have gone by many names, from the Tesseract to the Ether, so we don't blame you if you've had trouble keeping track of them. We saw their power in Avengers Infinity War, but could their influence be even greater than we realize? We believe these sentient stones have been exerting their own agenda on our heroes, and perhaps creating some of our greatest villains. We'll tell you which of the 6 Infinity Stones we believe is the most potent, but first, subscribe to CBR and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss any of our MCU videos. With all of the action going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it can be easy to forget that the Infinity Stones are sentient. Sure, they don't have impressive muscles or witty one-liners, but that doesn't mean they don't have their own personalities, so to speak. The stones were created by cosmic entities who predate the formation of the universe as we know it. Although they've been called many different names over the years, we can now look back and see their roles in various Marvel movies. Let's talk about the largest and perhaps the most insidious of the Infinity Stones, the Mind Stone. If you're still traumatized by the sight of Thanos taking out Loki during Avengers Infinity War, we don't blame you. Seeing Loki die for real this time, according to Thor, was brutal. It was almost enough to make us forget that the Mad Titan and Loki have a long history together. Well, almost. When Loki showed up in New York City during the first Avengers movie, we weren't particularly surprised. During Thor, we saw him facing off against his brother and trying desperately to win the approval of his father. And that's the thing. In the first movie, Loki wanted to rule Asgard because he believed himself to be worthy and wanted to impress Odin. One of the huge plot points in Thor was that Thor himself realized he wasn't ready to sit on the throne of Asgard. We aren't saying Loki was in the right or that he didn't do anything underhanded, but he wasn't as all-out evil as he was during Avengers, so what changed? Well, for one thing, he met up with Thanos, who offered him a powerful scepter imbued with the power of, well, you guessed it, the Mind Stone. At the time, it was easy to think that Loki had simply gone mad with power, now that he possessed such a serious weapon, but we've since learned so much about both Loki and the Mind Stone that we need to look at the situation a bit harder. Another villain who sought to possess an Infinity Stone was the Red Skull, whose pursuit of the Space Stone led it to reject him. Yes, these stones don't just work for whoever owns them, they choose their masters. During Infinity War, we learned the Space Stone sent Red Skull to Vormir, where he serves another Infinity Stone, the Soul Stone. Sure, Thanos may have handed Loki the scepter, but he would never have been able to wield it without the Mind Stone being okay with it. Could it be possible that the Mind Stone worked to corrupt Loki, making him an even worse villain than the one we first met during Thor? After Loki loses the Mind Stone, we eventually see him becoming pretty heroic at times in subsequent movies, most notably Thor Ragnarok. He saves his brother and fellow Asgardians despite having the opportunity to run away and risk nothing. Even during Infinity War, he perished after trying to save Thor from being tortured by Thanos. In a way, the history of the Mind Stone seems to be pretty cursed. We're not saying the celestial entities created what was essentially a Horcrux when they made this thing, just that there are some startling similarities here. The Mind Stone has a huge role to play in Avengers Age of Ultron, and Thor even has a vision about it at one point. He explains he saw a whirlpool that sucks in all hope of life, and at its center is that, as he points to the Mind Stone. This is coming from the guy who once screamed in joy when he discovered diner caliber coffee, so for him to condemn something so vehemently, you know it's bad. During the movie, we saw the Mind Stone give Wanda Maximoff her powers. While she eventually switched sides and became a valued member of the Avengers, she originally set out to destroy Tony Stark, and the Mind Stone was also to blame for Ultron, and all the subsequent havoc unleashed because of that. In fact, it seems the only person who wasn't warped during their time with the Mind Stone is Vision. However, he's managed to offer some interesting perspective on the situation. He once remarked that the more he seeks to understand the stone, the less it controls him. Vision confided in the Scarlet Witch that he believes one day his understanding may lead him to control the Mind Stone itself. It's possible that because of the unique way in which he was created, his personality and his comprehension of it, Vision is immune to the negative effects of the Mind Stone. We also don't think it's a coincidence that the Mad Titan came for the Mind Stone last. It's possible he wanted to use it for the minimum amount of time possible, while still destroying half of all life in the universe, of course. Before turning it over to Loki, what was the relationship like between Thanos and the Mind Stone? We aren't saying Thanos is totally blameless, but it's possible the Mind Stone led him to a dark place where sacrificing his favorite child seemed like a good idea. After the famous snap, Thanos seemed remorseful to some degree, making us wonder how mad the Mad Titan would truly be if it wasn't for the interference of the Mind Stone. And that's why we think the Mind Stone is the most important Infinity Stone in the MCU. Do you think the Mind Stone has a major influence in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching.